and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. It's time how we do. Hey. They said, we said we lit. They said, we said we on. They said, we said we strong. They said, we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said, we said we in. They said, we said we on. They said, we said strong. They said, we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we lit. They said we on. They said we strong. They said we go.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 117th episode of BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. I'm your host, Loke7. Joining me today is the local gamer that likes to lick games, Mr. Matt Likes Games, and Ham Solo 05. Welcome in, gentlemen. Legendary Yobi. Welcome. Came in here nice and early. Appreciate you, Yobi. Peace, love, life. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing really good, buddy. Doing very, very good. What's that?
With your Cavs jersey.
I'm doing phenomenal. Gearing up for the Cavs championship next year.
Oh my God! Shut the fuck
Shut
up.
up. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
I'll tell you what, we got a bigger chance than the Lakers. We got a better chance than the Lakers. I'll tell you that, Loke.
That's bullshit. That's actually
not bullshit. That's actually not though. What's that based on? What's that based on? Why is that bullshit?
We have LeBron. We have
no. You don't have LeBron.
You got Bronny.
You don't have LeBron. You don't.
You got Bronny too.
You got some old guy who has LeBron James's name, but you don't have LeBron. No, you don't.
Oh my God!
No,
oh.
You haven't had LeBron in about
classic Cleveland hater.
You haven't had LeBron in about 3 years. Is last time you had LeBron.
I think you're mixing that up with the last time you had LeBron, and I think it was around like 5 years.
Yeah, and when we had LeBron, we had LeBron. We had LeBron. We had like the greatest player to ever play.
Okay.
But the Lakers have a guy who's really good.
You were terrible for that.
Did they retire LeBron's jersey over in Cleveland?
No, they'll do it when he retires. They'll do it when he retires.
I bet Lakers are going to do it first.
I'm sure because that franchise is just a bunch of clout chasers. I'm sure they will. I'm sure
you can't really chase the clout if you have all the clout. Man.
They don't have any clout right now, though. They just really don't. It's a sorry franchise. Keep going. Let's not talk about. Come on, let's talk about.
This is like the Laker hater podcast.
Come on. What are we doing talking about this bum ass franchise? Let's talk.
Oh my God! These guys win one championship. Now they up it.
We win the greatest championship in basketball history. Keep going.
Shut the fuck up.
Keep going.
It counts as one.
Keep going.
Literally counts as one.
Keep going.
With your rubbish.
Let's go.
Beginner.
Let's wrap it up.
Rachie, 3 beautiful peoples on the screen. Appreciate you, bro. Ty, are we talking about 2K? Hell's going on. No, we're actually talking about the real.
No, I just had to let Loke know that his team is. We can keep.
Sit down, Matt. Sit down. I need you to sit down lower than you've already sat down. Ham Solo, how you doing, bro? Ham.
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just listening to you two go back and forth. It's like watching an old video of us two. It's great. I enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah, but it's like watching Wednesday's episode We're talking
Pretty
about
much.
Souls games. You want
Pretty
me to
much.
bring that back up?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting Matt's outlook on that one. But before
Oh,
we
you can.
do,
Go ahead.
before we do, Botrix has correctly joined the channel.
Time out. I've played a
All right.
crap because you introduced me, so I'm going to tell you
Yeah,
what I've been
yeah, go ahead,
playing
go
real
ahead, go
quick. I played a crap ton of Mafia, and I've been having a blast. That game is actually I haven't played a crap ton, but I already replayed a level because it's so good.
Oh,
Right? It was the level like I'm on like chapter like 8 or 9, so I'm like
Mhm.
a third, maybe halfway through the game. And I think it was chapter 7. I ended up freaking like running from the police on top of a building and putting a gun to somebody's head and threatening them and breaking up the happiness of a funeral all in one chapter. It was crazy.
good times.
And ran away from the police.
Nice.
Yeah.
Drove away from police.
Yeah. Stories king, gameplay is second. I guess Richie is commenting on the Mafia game.
Yeah. I mean, it really is, and it's surprisingly like it kind of it's kind of weird. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say on this before we move on because I don't want to do what we did last.
There's no rush. There's
But
really no
yeah,
rush.
I understand. But I do want to get through some topics today. That'd be nice.
All right, that'd be nice. It would be.
But one thing I noticed in that game that like maybe I'm just being an asshole. I don't know, maybe.
That's
But
probably
when I'm
happened.
playing that game, I'm like, shut the fuck up. But I'm like, man, like this is Xbox One era, and it's a remake, right? So it's like not even that era, right? It's Xbox One,
Yeah.
PS4, right?
Yeah,
This game visually is pretty remarkable.
it's impressive.
Yeah.
It is remarkable, and it's just like it reminds you. And I know it was also what was the developer for that game?
This is
I know it was
Rockstar.
published by
No,
2K.
not Rockstar. It was Take Two. It was Take Two. But
Yeah. It was published by Take Two, or 2K. It's published by 2K.
Mafia
Take Two, whatever, same.
remake.
But Hangar 13.
Yeah.
Hangar 13 is the ones that created that game, and it's just like, man, what have they been up to? I looked to see what they've been up to, and the last game they came out with was Top Spin 2K25, and I'm like, that's cool. I heard good things about that game. I heard remarkable things about that game. Like,
X-Men loves it.
great, but I want more of this.
Mafia 2 remake, maybe, please.
I mean, Mafia fucking 4. I don't care. Try it. Let's go a whole different direction. Try it.
Try it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do something. I mean, maybe they don't call it triads because Yakuza doesn't call it Yakuza anymore, right? So maybe they call it something within the realm of the triads, like, I don't know, something like that, right? But I'm just throwing out an example. And I would really like to see Hangar 13 dive back into those types of games because that game is just, and from what I hear, number 2 is even better than number 1.
Yeah.
And that's what my buddy Bill told me. He's like, dude, if you like number 1, bro, wait until you get to number 2.
Mafia 0 like a dragon.
Yobi just said they are making Mafia 4. Can you confirm that? Can you give me a link to that, Yobi? Because I
I'll look that
will
up.
make that a topic for later. But like, let's keep it moving.
Matt, what you been playing this past week?
A lot of Cyberpunk and Destiny for the most part. Pretty much what I was playing last week, but probably more Cyberpunk this week.
I saw that gun of yours that you said it
Yeah.
bucks.
It does. It does. That gun, like you shoot someone in the head and their whole body falls apart like a pretzel. It's insane.
Yobi said, "Wait till I get to Mafia 3," and Matt was actually telling me last night. Like, I don't think you've played it, Matt, but you own the game, right?
Yeah, I do own the
And
game.
One
you
of the
told
black
me that
protagonists, right?
that game was pretty much famous for its character and and like the stuff that the character can do, right?
The gameplay, yeah, the gameplay is apparently
The
very, very good.
gameplay is above the story this time.
Yes, is what I hear. That's what I hear.
Yeah, that's what you hear, and I'm taking that at face value, right? But
Yeah.
but I'm interested in checking that out because I know a lot of people usually by the time they get to like a 3, sometimes people hate on a game when it's actually not that bad. It's just not maybe better or the best of them all, you know. But then again, let's talk about Gears 3. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people choose
Phenomenal.
that as well for their
Best
best. So
Gears.
it just kind of depends, and I'm just not sure because I haven't got that far yet. So I'm excited to finish this game. Mafia 2, I'm super excited about. And same with Mafia 3. I'm gonna keep the same energy.
Nice. All right. Enjoy. I have been grinding Elden Ring for runes. But I did finish my
You
first
look like you're
season.
not having fun.
You didn't sound sure of yourself when you said that.
Are you having fun?
No.
Because to be honest, sometimes achievement hunting isn't fun.
I enjoy the grinding. I enjoy the grinding if my podcasts are fresh. Like if I'm listening to new podcasts from like First Things First or Colin Cowherd, I'm good. But when there's nothing fresh and I have to listen to whatever or I have to keep switching between videos on YouTube or whatever, it can get a bit frustrating or grating. Tabbing, alt tabbing, alt tabbing. So there's that. But I did finish my first season of NFL 23, the career, and I'm disappointed because I don't know if you play the career or Matt. I don't know if you guys play the career, but essentially, instead of you starting as a rookie, they put you in as like uh, a veteran that's been in the league for like 5 years, that's kind of
What?
down on his luck, you know, and you kind of you get a break from one of these mid-level teams. So I was picked by the Colts, and we did well. You know, we did well. We got to the playoffs. I lost at the conference finals, but I think we did very well. Um, the issue is that then the very next year, so there's two issues, there's two things that really pissed me off. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm remembering that I need to go and uninstall Madden 23. So first is that when my contract ended, I got an offer from the Raiders, among other teams, like 5 or 6 teams that offered me a contract. I got an offer from the Raiders. I picked the Raiders, but when it flipped over to the next season, for some reason they forced me to be on the Cowboys. So that was my first thing that really I was like, okay, this is fucked, but all right, okay, I'll play for so-called America's team. And when I get there,
Oh, Yobi, I'm sorry. Continue, because I'm gonna need a minute to explain this. Continue.
and then when I get into the game, the commentary is the exact same commentary from the first season. So essentially, nothing happens. It resets itself at the like every single year. That you don't actually progress as a professional. They don't even mention the fact that I made it to the conference finals or nothing, just nothing. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm pissed off. So that's what I've been playing. But go ahead, Am. What you want to
Do
say?
you mind if I open the show with a topic just to get it out of the way since we've already been
Go
talking about
ahead,
it?
Am.
All right.
Go
Thank you.
ahead.
Thank you, Loke. All right. So thanks to Yobi's due diligence and good work that he does to help us out every once in a while, he shared that not only is Mafia 4 in development, but they're working on a Mafia 5.
Damn, let's go.
Yeah, this is Mafia 5 already in development alongside 4. We could be getting not one, but 2 new Mafia games.
That's kind of sus.
That's
Fuck
awesome.
your sus. I'm excited.
Well, it's just a damn
I'm
down because
crazy.
it's that IGN. They don't like games.
No,
They
no,
don't
right.
like games.
One studio working on several games at the same time is not a good idea.
Oh, whatever, man.
Is it
All
the
right.
same studio? Because doesn't
You're
2K have?
crazy, look. Like, how are you not excited? This is great news.
It's
This
great
is
news.
screaming, we have
studio.
life upon life. Like, I would love to, like, how would you feel if you heard an artist like Kendrick, Drake, or whoever the hell they said, I got 2 albums coming out? Do you think that they're gonna be like both ass, or you think that maybe they're gonna be like feeling like maybe they're heavy in this in one and heavy in a different in another game, right? Maybe they have 2 totally different stories to tell that's gonna mesh together into a 6. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm
mind
thinking
reading the
like
article,
the
Ham?
possibilities, and you're being negative, of course.
Can you read the article a bit, Ham? Maybe we can find out some more details.
Yes. All right. So it says, oh my God, all my camera's in my way. Hold on.
Appreciate your mental.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, Jax82 said Plies released 22 albums in the same year. Is that for real or you're memeing? There's no way. Oh, okay, 2 albums. All right.
You're comparing Plies. We're talking about Plies right
I'm
now.
not comparing Plies. I'm not comparing Plies. I'm reading
We're
comments.
talking about
That's what I'm
Plies.
doing.
I would have never thought on TSWS Gaming we'd ever be talking about Plies.
Well, here we are.
Plies, baby. But anyways, it was back in October 2023, we discovered the Mafia 4 was in the works when with its devs using Unreal Engine to fuel its iconic imagery. However, it isn't only Mafia 4 that's being worked on, but Mafia 5 as well. We know the news blew our minds too, but according to numerous sources, Mafia 5 is real and is being developed alongside Mafia 4, which seems surprising considering we've yet to see a Mafia 4 trailer. As much as we know it makes sense to be cautious when hearing news like this, so Loke, right there is hearing there you go with that negativity bullshit. Gotta have somebody to be negative about it. But anyways, it's hard when you see signs that Hangar 13 are looking for new executive producers to work on an undisclosed title. While this may have nothing to do with the Mafia franchise, it's hard not to connect those dots. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So this is one of the last parts. All right, get the hell out of my way. Many fans are convinced developing multiple sequels at the same time is a common practice in gaming development. Activision with Call of Duty, Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed, and EA with FIFA, explained one gamer. And if you say Hangar 13 doesn't have enough people to carry out an undertaking as large as 2 Mafia games at once, they have been on a minor recruitment drive the last 2 years. So this just means that Take-Two is now fully invested in the Mafia franchise. It took nearly 20 years for it to happen. Sometimes a good thing is just a good thing. Of course, gaming layoffs are rife at the moment, meaning development, if it has started, could just as quickly be cold. Nevertheless, it would seem that we're going to get a lot of Mafia content from 2K in the future. After all, Hangar 13 isn't known for anything else. We're not sure if it's created anything else. Thus, the idea it's suddenly changed the pattern. Its pattern of behavior sounds suspect to us. Of course, regardless, it's truly Mafia 5 in development or not. It'll be a long time before we see it launch. So they're skeptical like you, but I'm not. I am not even slightly. Like I'm thinking like, yo, you got invested into like heavy. Like that's the way I kind of look and read this. Like I feel like everyone's always looking for a fucking problem, and sure, there's a lot of problems around, but come on, man. Like,
All right, if I look at it from the
can there be a
positive side,
win? I
look
mean,
at-
what happens if they say, "Oh man, like, you know what? Like, got a contract extension for LeBron at the Lakers." Does that mean it's
oh fuck
bad?
no. Yes, for LeBron specifically, he needs to get the fuck up out of there. The
All right,
dude is
maybe
ancient.
because of his age. Sure, I'll
Yeah.
give you that. But
Anthony Davis.
let's stick it to the
Anthony Davis.
Cavaliers. Contract
If he
extension
plays,
for what's his name? I always fucking forget not Darius Garland.
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. I always forget his name for some reason.
dub.
Yeah, contract extension for Donovan Mitchell. Is
That's
that bad?
That's
It's your star player,
Terrible.
right? Hangar 13 Mafia is their star player. They got a contract extension. Why is that bad?
Yeah, look, why is it bad?
So, like we read in the article, it's not a common practice, and the people that do it, like the teams that do these practices of developing the same, or not the same game, but various games in the same genre or the same franchise at the same time concurrently usually have different teams doing them. So FIFA, anyone that's looked into EA, there's several different teams. Like you'll have one team working on 2022, another team will be working on 2023. Call of Duty, those games are famous for like each developer team having drastically different styles of how they make their Call of Duties, to the point where Call of Duty fans have a preference for which team within Activision they prefer, or which type of Call of Duty that they prefer. So it's not that it's not done, but like I said before we even read this whole thing, Ham, I was like, I hope it's different teams. Let's read this article. I hope it's different teams. But if I'm going to go down the gravy train with you, right? Let's pretend this is all good news and it's all going to work out. Welcome in, Mr. Joanna Dark. Ham, this could set up a potential Godfather situation. Because if you remember the Godfather movies, the reason they were so like tight and well loved is because they were actually derived from books, just like Game of Thrones. The like the first seasons, they came from books, and the structure of the story made sense moving forward. So you'd have things that were put in the first season or the first movie that would then get tied up by the second or third, and it was a beautiful piece of art. So if I'm going to look at a positive of this, is that they could make a gigantic story out of this. And by the time we're playing the second or maybe third, maybe even fourth game, we could be, I don't know, on here crying, all of us talking about amazing story. So that's the positive that I can see here. Oh my god, I hope the next Mafia is available on Dreamcast. Matt, let's jump on the gravy train with Ham.
Yeah,
Why is this great?
because it's more of a game that people like. That's the simple,
That's
that's the
all we
most
want.
simple answer I got.
And that is all we want.
It's more of a game that people very much enjoy. So that's good.
Yeah. So there you go, Ham.
It just makes it to me. It makes it all the more interesting that it's going into Game Pass. I'm wondering if they're gonna have any announcement about Mafia 4 anytime soon. Seeing that maybe it's going into Game Pass, or I don't know,
Oof.
maybe towards the end of the year. It'd be dope to see Mafia 4 at like the Game Awards.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. That
Classic.
would be awesome. Yeah.
That's all I got though, bud.
Ham has me wanting to jump into Mafia with them damn clips he keeps posting. So there you go, Ham. You're motivating people to jump into Mafia.
Bro, it's a good looking game, and like shit's wild. Like let me just let me just show one clip real quick. One clip. And then let's keep it moving. Like the shit is good. Like it's obviously not gonna look as good because it's fucking being shared through StreamYard, and StreamYard looks like shit when you share stuff. But here, check out this scene.
There's a lot of buzz around town about you guys. Yeah, we got into a little scrap last night. It's no big deal. I don't care about the bar fight, Tom. I care how it looks when you walk into a club and by everyone around. We gotta do something with it, though. Then blow it at the track on Sunday. Or take a dame to a show. Or invest it for Christ's sake. You want me to become one of those Wall Street boys? Don't sass me, Tommy. I'm trying to teach you the ropes so you don't get strangled by them. You ever have a dog, Tom? Sure. Little mutt when I was a kid. When I was 8 or 9, before I came over from Sicily, I had this beautiful, skinny Cerneco dell'Etna. Like a little greyhound. Fastest dog you've ever seen. That's how I met the Don. We started setting up races together. Betting on her with coins and rifle shells. There wasn't another dog that could catch her. She never lost. Until the day she did. We were only out a pocket knife, but I never saw the Don so angry. She got old on you? No. Pregnant. She went into heat, got out of the yard, and every dog in town had a turn. You're like that dog, Tommy. Every time you flash your money around, you're a bitch in heat, and everyone in that club is now looking to fuck you. Once you get fucked, you're no good to us.
Damn.
Do you understand?
Damn.
You made your point. Good. Because you need to think about your career here. Look, Paulie's at his ceiling. He's the guy we want in a tussle, but he's not smart enough to run anything. Sam is loyal, but he has no vision. But you, Tommy, you could run this town someday. I appreciate that, Frank. So, what happened to the dog? The Don tried to drown her. I broke his nose. You can let me off here. Give Sarah my best, Tommy.
You see the way he looks at it right there? Even just that little part of the last thing that he told him, give Sarah my best, is like a piece of the story that you'll kind of figure out. And it's just like the game to me is just cinema. It's just cinema.
Carl Classic Cage, welcome in. Yeah.
That looked pretty good, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Stanley Francois is going to re-download it. Mental is freaking out saying it's so good. Cal Classic Cage says y'all playing a banger. Let's go. Yeah. If I didn't have so many games in my backlog, I'd probably look into re-downloading all the Mafia games. Cinema, but with fun, not restrictive gameplay. Cal Classic Cage, leave Sony's generic third-person games out of this, please. All right? There's no bow and arrow. There's no tall grass. Just leave Sony out of this, please, Cal Classic Cage. Why are you like this? I remember playing the OG PC version of Mafia at like 12 frames per second on my old PC when I was a kid. Sensei, welcome.
Yo,
All right. Let's get into a bit of the news. Ham actually shared this with me on Wednesday. Yeah, I see you, Cal Classic Age. I see you. Matt, this is
Yeah.
about the whole SAG. This is about the whole SAG after thing. Actors quitting. So remember the takes that we had, me, you, Mental, Cozy, and Ham a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I thought this was very poignant. This is worth bringing up so we can get like another view of the whole thing, because I thought I understood like the full picture of the so-called actors, and this video kind of brought it down to earth for me. So I think it'll be interesting for everyone else to watch as well. So let me read the tweets. This is from Sag Aftra, obviously. Behind every game you love and character you cherish is a performer putting in immense hard work. That's why we're fighting for fair treatment and protections in the video game strike. Hashtag level up the contract. Check out Sag Aftra's panel at SDCC. I'm guessing it's San Diego Comic Con 2024. For more, there's a YouTube link here. All right, so let's watch and listen.
And one of the things that's really hard about mocap, reset. Normally on an on-camera shoot, whatever happens, they're shooting, they set lights, they do the stunt, and then they have to reset everything, and that takes a long time. So there's recovery time there. In the mocap volume, there is no reset. So they will have us do the same combat or the same stunt. Like this gentleman back there, his name is Seth Allen Austin.
Seth, are you here? Seth! Hi!
That man holding up his hand is responsible for a ton of the Spider-Man work that you love. And he's for sure a hero of mine. And we did a mocap fight. This was like my first day doing mocap on Spider-Man. And we had to do a fight, and they were like, we want this to be like, so come up with the thing. And we were like, cool, we're gonna do some cool stuff. And so we ended it with me power slamming Seth. I literally pick him up and slam him to the ground. And they're like, awesome, guys, awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna loop that like 15 times. And we were like, come again? And so I picked up and slammed Seth like 15 times in a row. And like,
Seth's smiling and nodding right now.
yeah, it was heinous. And like, it's one of those things where, those are just things that in on camera you never see. And so like the preparations that we've done to kind of protect stunt performers in on camera don't necessarily translate to motion capture. You may not get hit by a car or set on fire in the volume, but what you will do is you will do a very high exertion task 30 times in a row with no break, and then end up tearing your forearm off the bone or tearing your calf off the bone, both of which I've done.
You might want to unmute yourself.
You're muted. Look.
He's going to
Sorry.
unmuted.
Sorry. So when we bring up the whole voice actors, oh my God, Stanley, it's not all about Xbox, dude. Chill. When we bring up the whole actors thing, the first thing we think about is Troy Baker and the like. Guys that chill in the booth, read a couple of lines,
Roger Clark,
get the check, etc. David Hayter, etc. So this video brought into perspective the fact that there's more to game developers. Sorry, then there's more to game actors than just the voice actors. There's the people that make the things that you see on screen happen. AI, as much as corporations would love to for us to be at that stage, AI is not at the stage where you can make things, bodies collide, and make like seamless movements in a fight or in a chase, etc., etc. So when I watch this, I definitely feel more empathy towards these potential job losses that might come into effect. Because what does someone that's their whole career as being a stunt person, what does that person do when their job is essentially eliminated from the whole industry? Matt,
Yeah.
have you changed your position on the whole Sag Aftra thing after
My
watching this
position
video?
absolutely hasn't changed. And my position still is that it sucks. Like it was whenever we talked about it before, it was that it sucks and I don't like it. However, me not liking it isn't going to stop whatever corporation or any corporation for that matter from doing whatever they're going to do now and into the future. So it doesn't really matter whether I like it. But like even when we talked about it before, this is stuff that you kind of think about. Like people, to your point, how everyone, whenever you say like voice actors are striking or whatever, or like video game actors are striking, everybody's like first thought goes to like Troy Baker, Roger Clark, like the cast of Red Dead Redemption,
The
Metal Gear
rich guys.
Solid you mentioned. Like it goes to
Yeah.
all those people, but it's like and in fact some of those people also are doing like, I know Troy Baker did the mocap for like all the stuff, at least all the stuff Naughty Dog does. I don't know about anything else, but like there's those actors and then there's all the people you absolutely don't see doing all of that same stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like those people, like if like Troy Baker has a name attached to him, some stuntman doesn't have a name attached to him. Just some guy doesn't have a name attached to him. So it's like it fucks over obviously the higher up, but it also completely screws everybody on the lower end as well. So I don't think my stance has changed. It sucks. It sucks. I don't like it at all. I'd much rather a world where, of course AI is going to be a thing on some level. It's kind of inevitable, but like I would much prefer an alternate, like a reality where it's like we get a mixture of something. Like the stuff that we enjoy now, like Red Dead 2, like Last of Us. I know you don't like Last of Us really much anymore, but like Uncharted, like shit like that still exists, but we can also still have, companies make their money off of AI by like, making their own games or whatever. But like that's great. But I just feel like there's got to be some sort of regulation, some sort of balance to like just not be feeding us slop all the time. I don't know.
And if you look at the past performance, Ham, before you go, Matt, can we agree that this balance that we're tacitly throwing out there will never be achieved because there's never been a company that's
Doesn't
ever
seem like
looked
it.
at, not just about AI, but no company has ever seen a crease like, oh, this is a specific angle that we can make money from, right? And then not gone like full tilt into that specific thing, whether
Yeah.
it's DLC, microtransactions, etc. As soon as they find a new crease, we have to maximize this 1,000%.
Yeah. 100%. And that's exactly why I bring up the balance. And because of like like when we're talking about stuff like that, I feel like we're talking about, places like big corporate like EA, Take-Two, Sony, Microsoft, shit like that. But I do still think there is some level of hope on a smaller end Obviously, you figure smaller studios are going to use AI just because of cutting costs and everything.
Yeah.
But I would also like to think that there are some smaller studios kind of in the middle that would still be willing to like, hey, we're not always going to use AI kind of thing. I feel there's still hope for that.
Yeah. Ham, go ahead. You're muted. You're muted.
Are we talking about AI or just these folks that?
We're talking about the Sag Aftra actors.
All right, so I mean, it's pretty nuts to hear that they do that type of work that repetitively, right? For video games, but then I start to think of regular folks, right? Regular folks do a lot of hard work too and stuff. So it's like but I do want to make sure like
we
the one thing
union, right? And we strike also.
Exactly. So like I feel like as long as they're kind of being treated the way you would look at like somebody that works for like an OSHA, like an actual like state ran company, right? Like where it's like you get good benefits, right? Because this is work that could fuck you for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Yep.
Right? So like first and foremost, like I think the insurance is like the most valuable thing that you could have. And then and then obviously like pay can kind of vary, but I think insurance is really the biggest part of all of this because the way that they're talking like they need medical like you should be able to get like free massages and free like things under your insurance to or like so many a year or something like that to be able to continuously take care of yourself and continuously be able to keep up with your own health, right? Especially seeing that sometimes you have to like look the build, and we remember seeing old movies even where people would like completely slim down or bulk up a whole bunch or just like there was that one movie that one guy like pretty much made himself look like skin and bones.
Yeah.
Right? For just for that movie part.
I think it was The Pianist. I think the movie
I
was
think
The
you're right.
Pianist. Yeah.
I think you're right. But that's what I'm saying. Like for somebody to be that extreme or have a role in such that asks you to do something so extreme, you better have good health coverage because that's fucked, right? You getting slammed on a mat, no matter how soft it is, all it takes is one bend the wrong way.
Yep.
Right? I mean,
15
you're
times.
speaking to somebody with back problems right now that was an indoor skydiving instructor. That's, going through some stuff of his own right now. And I'm telling you, like, healthcare is like the pinnacle of what you need when you're doing anything physical for a living. Sure, pay is really good too, but if you're getting really high pay and you have shitty insurance, all your money's just going to paying for your health when you get in trouble.
Yep.
And best believe that hospital bill is always going to surprise you.
And
It's always gonna make you uncomfortable. It's never a good hospital bill. I've never walked out of the hospital and been like, man, I saved money today. Or I did good this time. Like,
That was a
no.
really good deal.
yeah, I've never walked out feeling like I just got done shopping at Walmart. Like, no, man, I always feel like I got taken for. I'm almost feeling more hurt looking at the bill than I was when I walked in. Then, and I mean, I'm being goofy right now saying that, obviously.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like, man, I had to go to the hospital because I had an asthma attack. I about had an asthma attack looking at the bill.
Yeah. That sounds wrong.
I really just hope that they get the health coverage that they deserve all around the world, really. Because this is more than just an American thing. A lot of people look at this and they'll be like, American, right? But this shit, like, the shit for Ninja Theory, that wasn't in America.
Yeah.
This affects everyone, really.
Exactly. So, as Loke said at the beginning of my moment to speak, unions that prioritize health and then pay and stuff like that, to me, is super important.
Yeah. Ty brings up a couple of famous people that did slim down and bulk up. Sensei
I
actually
remember 50
corrected
Cent.
me.
That was nuts. I didn't think that was him.
Yeah, it looked like CGI or some shit, but that was actually him. Sensei corrected me. It wasn't the pianist, it was the machinist.
Yes,
Christian
I knew it
Bale.
was an ist. Some ist.
Yeah. Then he bulked up for Batman right after. And when we bring up these famous people like 50 Cent and Christian Bale, like I don't know the specifics of everyone's health insurance, but I know that companies don't do universal procurement for health insurance. So, for example, in a video game, I'm not saying that's what's happening, but in a video game, I've seen this happen in other companies. You would have like Troy Baker and the other famous voice actors. They would get like the platinum level insurance, you know.
Okay.
And then the people, the stunt guys, like this Chris guy that's being mentioned, they would get like the bottom tier of insurance. And then what happens is you can have insurance for what you're talking about, like massages and whatever, during filming. But what about the injuries that will persist
Right.
after filming?
Fuck,
Or
fuck during filming. It's after that you feel everything. Like you go home after, a trip to fucking Japan where you had to do a bunch of shit, and then all that, hype and excitement that you have finally, you're not kicking it with the boys anymore. You're at home.
yeah, or
How
you
you
can't
feel?
you can't sit on one of your butt cheeks for the rest of your life unless you're on like a very soft sofa, or your shoulders fucked
Even that,
completely.
it hurts, dude, because I have a lot of back problems, and like I will shift sometimes, and even on the most comfortable couch, like I have to stand up and get to moving after a little while. Like even
Yeah,
if it's just like just after a couple hours, I have to like and I know it sounds wild, but I'm just saying, like, before my injury, when I was in better shape, when I was running around playing football, getting drunk, going downtown, all that stuff, I was able to, like, on a Sunday hungover, I could sit on the couch all fucking day.
no
All
problem.
day. No problem. Not a problem in the world. Now it's like, and some of it could be, due to age, obviously. But
Yeah.
but like work played a significant role
Can you
in
watch a
it.
2 hour movie?
And now it's just like I have to do these things or I'm gonna feel worse the next day. And then the next day. And it's just gonna
It's getting worse.
yeah.
So can you watch a 2 hour movie, or do you have to stand up midway?
No, I can still watch like a 2-hour movie. I might be a little shifty after about an hour and a half or two, but like yesterday, me and Matt were playing 2K. I had to take a time out, and I was like, dude, I gotta sit differently. Just a second.
Yo. All right.
Yeah, man.
All right. Rachie calling out modern stunt actors. I can have a boo-boo. Meanwhile, Jackie Chan jumps off a 20-story building. Sure, why not? And this is not a fair comparison, in my opinion, because Jackie Chan is getting paid millions. Jackie Chan has all around healthcare and all around like chefs and trainers and massage therapists. This guy probably has like 20 people just waiting on his beck and call. So jumping off a 20-story building really ain't so bad. And also, it's not much of a risk because Jackie Chan could get injured and he's got money for the rest of his life. these stunt actors, if they get injured, that could be it.
Yeah, Jackie Chan's like Prince. Everybody in the world knows who he is, right? Like, nobody knows who fucking Seth is.
They didn't even show us. They didn't even show us in this video. In this video, where they're trying to say that Seth is important, they didn't even show us his face.
Also, if Jackie Chan gets injured on I don't know, Rush Hour, if Jackie Chan gets injured on Rush Hour, filming stops. It's over.
Yeah,
like there's no more filming. If Seth gets hurt, it's like, well, give us another Seth.
God damn.
You know, that sucks, but it's not really comparable at all.
God damn.
You know,
that
sucks.
That's messed up. Jackie Chan only started making money since Shanghai Kid. I don't know. I'd need to see some numbers on that. Sir X-Man, welcome in, blah, blah, blah.
Well, when you say making money, I think it's a little different than you think.
It's like when
making money, like he was already beyond what we are able to pay for.
It's like when people say Brock Purdy is not getting any money. When they say Brock Purdy is working for free, essentially. Yeah, but he's making $1 million a year. You know what I mean? Like he's making nothing compared to his contemporaries. But compared to every other human being on the planet, he's making bank. I'd love to make $1 million a year. God damn.
Yeah, right. It's like making fun of Nikola Jovic, not Jokic. Jovic for the Heat, or is he for the Heat?
It's
for
the
Heat.
Yeah, the Heat.
It's like making fun of him and being like, man, that dude ain't getting nothing. He's in the NBA. And he's probably making a ton more money than you. And he on the bench. He on the bench.
Like a minimum, like 2.5, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's on the rookie minimum. He's not making much for like an NBA player. But
for a star.
For 99% of the people living on the planet, we'd all chop our arms off to make what Jovic is making. All right?
Dude, I'd instantly be retired if I had this contract. And I'd instantly never work again in my life. Ever.
Like, all right, I'm good. I might.
Exactly.
That's true. Oh my God, X-Man. Jeez, why did I even put that up? Anyways, so that's the extra context from the Sag Aftra thing. Ham thought it was interesting, and I agree. It's an interesting angle.
There's one other thing that's interesting that Mental shared into the chat that I thought might blow your mind.
Well,
all right, let me show you this. Let me show you this, and then I'll give you context. Okay.
All right. Rachie says, if I make 1,000 in a weekend, I'm super happy, dude.
Yeah. Oh, again, retired. Again, retired. Like done. I'd be done.
Ned.
I'm never working again, ever. Give me 1,000 a weekend.
Yeah. You're good.
I'm good.
Oh my God.
All set.
Someone really wants to retire. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, as soon as it's possible. I'd never work again.
All right, you ready?
I saw this video. This was hilarious.
Yo, I'm downloading Black Ops 6 earlier. Oh my goodness, this is insane. Yo, it's 309 gigabytes. Oh my goodness. Yo, my internet's going crazy. Yo, I'm downloading Black Ops 6.
So just to give out context, he said what happens when you connect to NASA.
He said something about NVMe or something like that, right? Mental in the chat.
Yeah, Mental said a couple things. So he said, good one. Can't believe people are falling for this. Hint, Xbox has a 1 gigabit NIC, not to mention the write speed of the NVMe being 2.4 gigabytes per second. To put this video in perspective, it's telling you NASA has magic internet that's 18,400 times faster than the fastest commercial fiber available today. Not only that it makes the Xbox NIC transfer data 184,000 times faster than its spec, and the NVMe write at speeds 9,533 times faster than I didn't have the whole tweet put up, faster than its spec, making this one of the best tech trolls I've seen in a while. Very well done.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. That's just a short thing. I just wanted to throw that out there. I just wanted to see what you thought about that, you guys.
I felt for it.
Sounds like
and then I
Logan's
saw
already
mental.
seen it. I was ready for
Yeah.
your jaw to drop.
I felt for it. I did. Like my jaw did hit the
You
floor.
said I
when
did
saw
fall for
it.
it.
Yeah. Then I saw Mental's comment. I was like, motherfucker. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Loke was ready to get Starlink today.
That's what I hit when I read Mental's thing. I was like, oh, okay. So even if you had like the fastest internet you could dream of, the machine itself cannot download and write onto the hard drive this fast. So it's bullshit. But yeah, it's impressive. I fell for it. Not gonna lie. Mike Johnson was cracking like it.
All right, go on
Mike-
ahead, Loke. That's all I got. I just thought that was a cool thing to share.
Matt, you would become a CEO overseeing your own game. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think you would retire, dude. I think you'd retire
No.
from working for someone. But you
Well, that's what I
definitely-
mean. That's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. I would never be working at a place again, ever.
Yeah. I think that would be more realistic. Because guys, doing nothing, like literally not having any projects in your life, that's the fastest way to going crazy, in my opinion. Like even if you become a billionaire, I think every human being needs something to do. Don't feel bad. That thing has 5.9 thousand likes. Okay, I liked it. Then I unliked it when I saw your comment. I was like, God damn it.
And yeah, unliked it.
Matt will retire using Microsoft Points program.
Yeah, I'll be a millionaire.
But that's the thing, guys. Like, are we trying to work forever? I think Matt, I think your mentality is the right mentality. We should be working to retire as soon as possible. I think that's the goal. To retire and do what we actually want to do. Or
Yeah.
if you're lucky and you can start making money off of something you actually like to do right
Yes.
now, oh, dude, bravo to you. Like people like Asmongold, for example. Hats off to that guy. That guy's living the dream. Making bank on something that he actually likes. That's impressive. Anyways, moving on. Our first piece of news comes from Vampire Survivors. It's coming to PlayStation later this month. The game will be released on PS4, PS5 on August 29th, 2024. All of the game's DLC will be released on PlayStation platforms on the same day. Vampire Survivors, we know what it is. Matt, what are your thoughts on Vampire Survivors finally going to PlayStation?
Was it not on PlayStation?
No.
No.
I thought they brought it to PlayStation like last year or something. That's
No.
nuts.
No.
That's that's good for PlayStation. And I can't believe that wasn't on PlayStation.
The
I
way you're
legit
struggling,
I
your
thought
mind is
that
not
I saw,
computing.
dude, I thought I saw something last summer that said it was coming to PlayStation.
No,
Like-
sir. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
All right. Well, I get good job, PlayStation, I guess. You got Vampire Survivors now. Is it when's it coming? What's the date you said?
August 29th.
August 29th. That's good.
It says here.
That's good to know.
This should be going to PS Plus, right?
I don't even like that game. I guess because I guess it went to Game Pass, so I guess you could say it could
Yeah.
go into PS Plus. But I feel like that's one of those games. I guess Game Pass maybe helped it in the sense of like everybody got to try it, and then once they tried it,
Yeah.
you figure out that it's only like $4, and then you're like, okay,
Might as
well
well
then
buy
I'll buy it. But that's one of those games. Given it's how successful it has been already, I don't even think you need to put it in a service. Just make it
There's
$4.
There's nothing about PS Plus here, so I'm guessing it won't be on PS Plus.
It doesn't need it. You make it $4. People, it's like 20 bucks max to buy everything for that game. Max.
Yeah.
So
Ty says the guy who sold Minecraft to Xbox also got really upset after selling. It's good to have something to do. Like when I don't remember the last time I took vacation off, right? But like in December, for example, when things aren't really going down, at least not in the field, it can get a bit frustrating to wake up. Like the first week you're off is fun. By the second week, you start kind of climbing the walls, unless you're in another country or another city. By the second week, you start losing your mind. So yeah, I think it's legit. Ham, what are your thoughts on Vampire Survivors coming to PlayStation later this month?
Hope they're ready for some drugs.
Yeah,
because that's all that game is just a digital drug.
it's intense.
But that's all I really have to say about that. Like, I'm surprised. I'm kind of with Matt. Like, I'm surprised it wasn't there sooner. I knew it wasn't there, but I'm surprised it wasn't there sooner because I don't know. It just seems weird. Maybe Xbox did a slimy back deal.
Oh my
one of
god,
the slimy backdoor deals.
Yeah, there you go.
I wouldn't believe it. I would need to see a contract.
Microsoft paid them $20 billion to not go to PlayStation.
I would need to see a contract to believe that Microsoft did that.
I think the payoff they got from Microsoft was probably the Game Pass deal.
See, Ty said scummy Xbox money hat and games.
Yep. It's just like Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rubbish.
Who's gonna stop them?
Scumbags.
Nah, I don't
do
think
that.
that's the way.
Sony wouldn't do that with Rise of the Ronin, with Black Myth Wukong, with Final Fantasy, insert any other fucking game.
Jeez. Okay. Let's move on before this gets really toxic. Speaking of toxic, let's hop on to
toxic.
Twitter.
Let me just go on to the
Let's
topic.
make it more toxic.
Yeah, let's hop on to Twitter.
Typical
real quick.
IGN. Let's go.
Let's hop on to Twitter real quick. Friend of the channel, Nelson Gaming, retweeted something
from another friend of the channel.
From 1, 2, 3 friends of the channel. Mr. Boom.
I'd call a Mav. He's pretty cool. Mav's cool.
Oh, okay. So all 4 friends of the channel.
All 4 people that have been on this podcast before.
Friendly fire, essentially. Anyways, let's get to the tweet. He said, "The misinformation is insane. I'm not gonna lie, I love this show. Just because it's so fucking insane, I can't look away." It's like a car crash to him. They lost 50% of their subscribers. No, 50% less people played the games in that tier like me. I own the best ones and beat them and been gone. I guess we're talking about Game Pass here, but let's get into the tweet.
No, he's talking about PlayStation Plus, I guess. If he's saying lost 50%.
They're so afraid of the PS5 Pro that they spend their podcast reassuring each other it's been canceled. All right. I need to listen to this.
I'm going where the mythical PS5 Pro, is it a possibility or do they scrap it? Do you think that they have it in their budget based on some of the stuff that's going on? They got the Bungie situation going on. We have a report from GameRant.com that in July they lost over 50% of their subscribers to their 2 top tiers of PlayStation Plus. I don't think we're going to see a PlayStation 5 Pro. And I add caveat to that on the back end, Pixel. Why would they release it when they don't have any major first party games releasing this year that could show off what they're doing? What do you think? PS5 Pro in the fall or nay?
I mean, I say nay. There is no reason to put out another console. They should be taking whatever effort they have now and put it into the effort of making a better PS6.
And I don't know. I don't think there's anything out there that they have ready or that's going to hit the market. Even the big third-party games this year, Xbox has got the marketing on those.
So I don't. This is such a tough. It's a business decision from hell. Now, if they've spent the R&D and made something, do they then scrap it? It's been done before, so it can happen that they can just scrap the bloody thing, which to me makes the most sense because really, I have no idea who it's for. I just have never understood what the PS5 Pro is for.
What are you talking about? And I'm like,
this thing's real.
We know it's real. Absolutely 100% real.
This news story kind of confirms it's real, other than the developer disclosures that, that are on DevNet right now.
I'm going with.
So I'm gonna go first on this one.
Sure.
I think the PS5 Pro. I disagree with Mr. Boom on this one. The PS5 the PS5 Pro could release this year, and people will buy it because it's PlayStation. It's like Apple. A lot of people don't need the next iPhone if you have an iPhone 15 or if you have an iPhone 14 for that matter. But if they put the next one out, people are going to buy it. It just is what it is. This talk about exclusives or whatever, I think this current generation has been lackluster in terms of first party games. But people are still buying PlayStations, guys. People don't buy PlayStations for exclusives. They buy them for Madden, for Call of Duty, etc. Because PlayStation for some reason are just better at marketing than Xbox.
So I disagree with that panel, and I disagree with you.
Okay.
I think that it does exist. I think it will come out. I think they're saying that there's no big exclusive to market alongside it. GTA 6.
Yeah, that's all.
Doesn't need to be an exclusive. It does not need.
And PlayStation knows how to do marketing.
Exactly. PlayStation's going to get marketing for that because they always have marketing for GTA, unless something wildly unprecedented happen and Microsoft actually gets marketing, which they won't because they never do.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
What?
Take-Two could give Xbox marketing, give PlayStation marketing, and say, both of you run with it. Xbox would fall on their face before they could take the first step in terms of marketing, and PlayStation will be down the corner in 5 seconds.
Okay, so
when you talk about marketing, I'm just trying to make it clear that this is not because like PlayStation or money had the right to do the marketing. It's just that they're better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right,
but I disagree with one of your points of it will sell.
Yes,
I don't think that thing will sell. I mean technically because like it's going to sell, like people are going to buy it, but I don't think that's much like the PS4 Pro, much like the Xbox One X, much like any iteration on top of a console. Like that's not going to sell. They're gonna lose money on it, just like they lose money on the PS. Well, not anymore. They don't lose money on the PS5, but they're gonna lose money on it. It's not going to sell particularly great because people are still just going to go to the store and buy a regular PS5. So, like, I think it exists. I think it will release. I don't think it's going to sell that well. I think they don't need an exclusive to market with it because GTA is going to come out and they'll just say, "Hey, play GTA at 4K, through 4K." That'll be their marketing for the thing, and that's all they really got to do.
That's all.
And enough people will buy it to make it kind of worth have done. So I disagree with them, and I think it'll release.
So as I was saying, I agree with Pixel, but the only thing I didn't agree on with him is him saying nay to
Okay, that it's not coming out.
PS5 Pro. Everything else, like I almost wish you can go back and just listen to just his part, but I don't know where it's at.
All right, hold on.
Where what do you think? PS5 Pro in the fall or nay?
I mean, I say nay.
So
there is
after
no
this-
reason to put out another console. They should be taking whatever effort they have now and put it into the effort of making a better PS6.
And I don't know. I don't think there's.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of what I agree on, is just that part in particular. Like I mean I see the point of it in a business sense that like, hey, we could just like, slap, we're already getting cheaper parts to make this thing, right, than we were prior. Mental 9R has explained that very detailed on this podcast many times. The prices of all that stuff have now dropped significantly, right? So now making a pro version of it just a little bit stronger isn't gonna like break their bank. So they could definitely turn a profit off of that fairly easy, right? In my opinion. But as for like the gamer, because that's who I'm thinking about in this, do you need to go out and get a PS5 Pro versus what you got already? I'm not sure. And like, I just, and this is from the outside looking in, because I haven't heard enough, and they've kept their cards close to them. So like, if I were like talking to like my cousin, or like, he is asking like, yo man, should I just wait for the Pro or should I just get the PS5? I would tell him, you might want to wait for the Pro if you want the most power, but if you just want to play, just get it now. Because I mean, I haven't seen anything that's advertising, any games or anything yet. That could very well change though. That could very well change, but at the same time, it's still a PS5. It's not a 6.
Yep.
So like, don't expect it to be like out of this world or just a whole nother, generation of gaming. And I think that's where that's where PlayStation and Sony is really good at marketing, because they'll make you feel like it's a whole nother generation, but it's the same. It's the same. And this generation hasn't been like first party content. The only like one of the few only games I've seen from a first party from either of the company that looks like, wow, this generation is Hellblade. And I'm just talking about from looks. I'm just talking about from looks.
That doesn't for me. No, I understand. I understand your metric. For me, that one doesn't count because looks is the half of the game. The other half was very lacking. It wasn't like it was amazing. It looks, and then the gameplay was just okay. For me, the gameplay was subpar. It was a net negative, in my personal opinion. But
sure,
I can see
that's
why
your opinion. We're gonna leave that there. That's fine.
But I could see why you would say that it's like top tier.
I'm just literally talking about fidelity and stuff you can get in what we usually buy into the next generation thinking. We buy into the next generation. A lot of us buy into it. Sure, gameplay is a good piece of it, right? But we could get good gameplay from an NES. We can get good gameplay from an OG PlayStation, a PS2, a OG Xbox. If gameplay is that big of a deal, then people wouldn't have a problem. But people want the thing. But when they think about Xbox and they think about PlayStation, not Nintendo, when you think about those two companies, you think about you think about the fidelity, now frame rate's coming out, right? Frame rate's becoming a bigger thing than ever before. But it always was like, I remember when I was a little kid, You know, I think we all can remember the times of being like, man, the graphics, the graphics,
Yeah.
the graphics. That's all we talked about was the graphics.
Max
GTA
Payne
3
2.
came out, the graphics,
I
right?
remember Max Payne 2 blew my mind.
Exactly. So it's just like, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I'm just like, I'm thinking with this PS5
Oh my
Pro,
God, Ham! I can't believe
it's
you're gonna
gonna
make
be
me do this. Horizon, in terms of looks,
I don't think Horizon looks that good. I'm gonna be real with you.
really,
That game is just very like. I agree with what Mental said. That game is just very. I'm not saying it looks bad because objectively it looks like visually fidelity wise it looks good. It's just I don't think it looks that good to be like this is the standard for graphics. Like people talk about it like that. It's not. It's really not.
Yeah.
It's a good looking game
Okay.
and that's about it.
I've never played it.
I mean, I feel like it's
What I've
almost
seen.
disingenuous. I feel like it's disingenuous because Rich came in here and said, "Disagree, Ham. Hellblade is not that impressive looking."
I saw that.
that to me is just like being a little disingenuous. Like you can say, "Hey, I don't like this game." Like I can get that, but like, I mean, to be honest, like we already know, like a lot of people feel that like Digital Foundry has this like preference when it comes to PlayStation and whatnot. They even bent the knee on that game. They're like, yo, this is just like the best looking goddamn game. It just is. It just looks the way they took advantage of different pieces of the hardware and stuff like that. It's just like that. They haven't seen
that game. I didn't finish that game, but it's like you said, Ham. It's the only game that made me feel like, oh, okay, it justified in terms of just looks. It justified the 4K on the box and all the money that I spent on my 4K TV. Because that's one of the things I've been really miffed about this entire generation. I bought a brand new TV and they promised 4K and all these frames and whatever, and it's been falling apart. It's had to be like freaking what is it? Cyberpunk and whatever, kind of coming close, but really to max it out properly, you need to have a PC and all these other games. And Hellblade is the one game, true, that just visually, I was like, oh, this is next gen. But again, me personally, I understand why you're saying this is the only one for you that's like top tier, but for me, you need to bring the gameplay as well.
I thought it did because the game was very similar to Hellblade 1. So like I feel like we're going backwards into an old conversation we've had before.
Yes.
But it's just like this game is just like the old game. It looks better. And there's better. Yeah.
Ubisoft, settle down, Gogo Paul. Ubisoft. What the hell? Matt, what's the one game that
I ain't
for
gonna
you?
lie, that last Avatar game looked really good, even though I wasn't a biggest fan of it. It was amazing.
It's objectively an amazing looking game, yeah.
Really?
It is. Like I mean, like I said, I'm not a fan of Avatar. I'm not a fan of that IP as a whole. So that's the only reason I didn't finish that game. Because I just don't like the story or anything. I'm not a fan of it. But as for like looks and things you can do, like if I was a fan of Avatar, that would probably be one of my favorite games.
All right. Welcome in Infinite Umbra and Live Supremacy. Matt, what's the one game in this generation that you can point at and be like, that is the pinnacle of
Time out. Hogwarts did it better though than Avatar.
Oh my God, Hogwarts looked beautiful. You're right.
Yeah, Hogwarts looked amazing.
Because I hate Harry Potter and I beat that game.
I forgot how good Hogwarts looked.
I hate Harry Potter more than I hate Avatar, and I beat that game. So, yeah, that gameplay, yeah, that matters.
That gameplay, it matters, dude. Matt, what's the one game that you would point out and be like, that's the benchmark? that's the pinnacle so far for this current gen?
Man. I'd probably go
Minecraft.
I mean, if we're going just looks, it'd be hard to argue against Hellblade. From going for what I enjoyed more personally, that also
Looking at-
looks really, really, really amazing.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Alan Wake 2.
Oh my
Probably
goodness.
probably my choice. That or there was another game I just thought of that. No, I'm not. I can't find it. Whatever. We'll say Alan Wake 2. We'll say Alan Wake 2. I remember Cyberpunk for the first time playing that was really cool. Yeah, but we'll just go Alan Wake 2. We'll go Alan Wake 2.
So Mental gave us the context here. Sony is very good at using a color palette that is very complementary and appealing to the human eye. Hellblade was technically far superior to Horizon, the latter being very pretty though.
Yes.
It's just that people keep throwing Horizon around. I've never played the second one. I played the
think
first
Horizon
one.
looks beautiful. It's just like the most beautiful, boring game I've ever played.
Cheers, Sour Blow.
But like the first few hours of Horizon, I was having a great time. I'd go as far as and yeah, this is a lot more. There's a lot more positive than you're gonna ever get from Matt. But like I'd say probably the first like the first 4 or 5 hours, I was really pretty stoked on Horizon. And then like I just kind of got tired of it.
This is the first one or the second one?
The second one.
Okay, because I don't even
I
bother
never beat
with
the first one because I got glitched and I couldn't. I got like this glitch where none of my prompts would appear for me to like be able to like zip line down, and I was like a third to halfway through the game, and I didn't want to play that again.
Not gonna restart it. No, thank you.
No, I wasn't gonna restart it, so I just stopped because everyone was telling me, "Hey, all you need to do is do this," and then it could be because there's a way to like go from a higher level and like kind of fast travel to a lower level. But then I went to a new area, and the new area needed me to grapple, and I was like, "Well, I can't move," so I just quit playing the game.
Yeah. Oh, Rachie, Ham, controversial take. Technically, Hellblade might be the more superior game, but I'd rather look at and play Rise, Son of Rome, than Hellblade 2. Yeah.
I would say Rise is probably more of my type of game, for sure, than Hellblade 2 is. If they made let's say they made a new Rise and they had Hellblade 3 coming out, I'd rather play Rise.
If we're doing things that we'd rather look at and play than Hellblade. Hellblade 2
that, right?
Hellblade 2 looks way better than the game I'm about to say, and I say this all the time for anything. I'd rather look at and play Skyrim.
With or without mods? Because I saw
without mods. I don't play Skyrim with mods. I have saves for mods
when it comes to Skyrim.
Yeah, I have saves for mods for Skyrim, but I don't prefer it. I prefer to play it vanilla.
Interesting. No, the Gunk was not a good game. What is wrong with you?
I'm not gonna say
Game
it
of
was
the
a
year.
bad game.
Game of the year.
He's saying it was a good game.
I thought it was all right.
Was it a good game?
Let me put it this way: I didn't feel like they punched above their weight.
Yeah.
I just felt like they punched kind of forward.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, this will do me good until the next good game comes out.
The Guinness says the Gunk is great. Oh my lord, what is wrong? What is going on in the chat?
I thought it was fun, and I thought it was a fun game, and I thought it pushed you along and didn't have you getting lost and wondering and running back and forth too much. I thought the pacing of the game was good. The game itself was fun. The story was meh. I mean, I don't know. I give it like a high 6 to a 7. So I'd say play it, but don't go out and buy it at like $40. I wouldn't do that.
Matt, what's your score for the gunk so we can try and get back on track here?
I couldn't tell you. I've never played it. I wasn't very interested to check that out.
All right.
I'll give a score for it though. I'll give a score for it though because I can do that. Remember, look, I give
Yes,
that.
you can.
I give
You
that.
can.
I give that a 3 out of 10, Loke. A 3 out of 10.
And I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you. I would actually agree with
1
you.
out of 10. A 1.
Okay, it's not a 1. It's not a 1.
Well, that's how I feel, Loke.
Damn. I enjoyed playing the gunk. You know what? To each their own. Supremacy. Nothing beats Concord. Okay, now people are just trolling. People are just trolling in the chat.
100%. I think they were trolling with the gunk.
That's where it started, really, if we're being honest. All right. I don't think this comment here matches with what was being said here. I don't think anyone here in the chat is afraid.
Have you thought of using Novellus mod, Matt?
No, I don't love. I think they objectively look very good, but I feel like a lot, not all, but a lot of the visual mods and overhauls for Skyrim, Fallout, all those games, they ruin the aesthetic of the game for me. Not all of them. Some of them are very, very good, but most of them kind of ruin the aesthetic for me.
This specific mod, if I'm not mistaken, this is the mod that essentially makes it a current gen game. They don't change.
Yeah.
They don't make the game like, I don't know, like they don't add weird things like Thomas the train or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's still the exact same game, but they just bring the graphics up to 2024. Is that too much for you?
In most cases, yes. Because I like the art, like the reason I like the art and the visual style of that game is because of the art. And if you just repaint it with like a fresh coat of paint, like basically make it look like a remake or whatever, it kind of ruins the art. For me personally, that's just my personal take. But there are some mods that do it really well, and I can't remember the names. I'm gonna have to look at them, but there are some that do it pretty well.
All right, Rachie, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Matt, do the Dreamcast guy controller thing saying the score. You have to do it because he paid for the super chat. Matt.
What is that? What is that?
He, before he talks about anything, he's like, "Oh, Xbox is in trouble," you know. So
Xbox is in trouble.
Oh my god!
Fact.
Giving the score for gunk, bro. I was giving you an example.
No,
Lord
I know. The score for gunk. The score for gunk, like I said, a solid.
Hold up the controller. Hold up the controller.
Gunk is a solid 1 out of 10.
There you go.
I've done. Never mind. I can't say that. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Amra, the reason I know this is because I actually tried to install. I did install this mod, and my PC was struggling. I think I was like at 25 frames per second. It was bad. It was bad. So, anyways, moving on. So a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Fortnite put out a skin for essentially they put out a skin that had already come out, and they had this thing where the skins come out on this specific battle pass and they never come back out again, essentially guaranteeing FOMO. But now things are changing. Epic says some Fortnite battle pass items will no longer be exclusive. In a blog published on Wednesday, it said that any type of item included in future battle passes might be offered for sale in the Fortnite shop 18 or more months after the battle pass in question has expired. And I quote, these include outfits, back blings, pickaxes, emotes, instruments, decals, wraps, loading screens, banner icons, and more. In an FAQ, it said, not all items are guaranteed to come to the shop after 18 months. Shop selection is dependent on a variety of factors, and there is no guarantee that a Battle Pass item will come to the shop after this change goes into effect. If an item in a future Battle Pass will never be available outside the pass, we'll let you know. Epic added, one reason for this change is that we want players down the road to enjoy Battle Pass content such as outfits based on popular licensed characters. Matt, what are your thoughts on Fortnite trying to cheese
I
people's
think it
money?
ruined gaming. Oh, never mind. I guess that, I mean, they specifically said licensed characters, so it's like I mean, come on. Yeah, I get that. I get that. It's funny to see though that they capitalized all those years on FOMO, and now they're like, actually, never mind.
We're running out of content.
Yeah, right.
Time to
So it's
recycle that shit.
exactly that's why it's so funny. It's like you guys did this purposely for years and years and years, and only just now you're like, you know what? We'll give you some of that stuff back, but you got to pay for it. We still got to pay for it, but we'll give you some of it back. So I don't
do you a solid.
What's that?
They're like, we'll do you a solid.
Yeah, we'll hook you up. We'll hook you up. You just got to give us some money.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. It's funny. It doesn't affect me, thankfully, because I'm never playing Fortnite. But it's funny.
Ham, thoughts on Epic going back on their word?
Can you explain this to me like I'm a 5-year-old? Because I really don't understand what's going on here.
So essentially, they put out a skin, right? And that's all everyone cares about on Fortnite. It's like, oh, I want to play as, I don't know, Baki from the anime, or I want to play as Ham Solo from TSWS. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And Fortnite would be like, okay, Ham Solo is going to come out in the next Battle Pass, but only during the 6 months or 3 months that the Battle Pass is active or open or whatever. As soon as that period ends, if you didn't get Ham Solo, them's the breaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now they're saying no. Now, even if you don't get Ham Solo within the allotted time for this specific Battle Pass, you can go and buy him at the eShop or whatever after.
Okay, so it's kind of like Halo.
Yeah,
Sorta.
but imagine Halo years ago made a promise to everyone that this is how we're going to operate, and then people.
I mean, Halo has done that, you know.
Yeah, and then people invested into Halo for years and years and years, and then after Halo is done putting out exclusive content, and now they feel like they need to start recycling, they retract the statement they made at the beginning.
So, okay, so now that you explained it like this, what it sounds like to me is something slowed down inside the company.
Maybe.
Something is not able, like I don't know. It seems like they're taking less focus on keeping up with stuff. Or
they're running out of content, Ham.
There's that as well, but like I feel like saying it's running out of content is kind of lazy.
Yeah.
Because there's always something if you want to make it.
How long until the Hawk Tour girls in Fortnite.
Oh Lord.
I mean, do you think it happens this year?
Oh,
I mean, it might.
they'd have to do
Could.
it this year when she still has notoriety. It can't. It
No.
can't. It can't take too long.
No, she'll have notoriety for the rest of her life, unfortunately.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. At least enough for her to be good for the rest of her life, if she's not already there at this point.
I don't got Travis Scott running out there.
I mean, they've already
Right?
got all the
Yeah.
X-Men and all
Do-
this other. Yeah,
do
they
another
do have
Travis Scott skin.
Yeah, half drunk Paris, Travis Scott out there.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
my. There's still space to make to put Travis Lily on there. Sorry, Paris Lily.
Travis Lily.
You can still put Phil Spencer on it. Jim Ryan. You know.
Yeah, but I'm thinking
There's
of
still
like
possibility.
more notable names.
And
Like,
that's
I'd
why they're
honestly
recycling
rather
him.
buy Charles Barkley over any of those names that you just said.
Charles Barkley.
I'd rather run around a Fortnite ring with him than Phil Spencer.
Are we sure Charles Barkley is not already on Fortnite?
I don't think Charles Barkley's in any games right now because he wants that. He wants to make sure everybody's getting paid correctly, and that ain't happening. So
Charles
he
Barkley would be the most random thing to ever add to Fortnite.
Oh, okay, Shaq's in Fortnite. So's Kobe.
That's good.
Is LeBron in there too? I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm
I think
guessing.
LeBron is.
I think
'Cause
LeBron's in there. Hold on.
I remember that being a big thing whenever it happened a couple years ago.
Yeah, but anyways, we're getting off topic. I just wanted to say that this is silly and
What the
they
fuck?
should.
Serious?
I don't know. It seems like
I want to rage. I want to rage now.
Why?
I want to rage.
Why is this
Oh,
worth raging about? Like, who cares?
LeBron is in Fortnite, not wearing a Cavs jersey, not wearing a Miami Heat jersey, not wearing a Lakers jersey. Do you guys want to
Space
know
Jam?
what LeBron is
Yeah, Toon
wearing?
Squad. Probably Toon
Space-
Squad.
Oh my
Space Jam?
god! It's the freaking Toon Squad.
Yeah.
Why are you surprised?
Why wouldn't it be?
He has a game that's he has a video game where he's like in the Toon Squad.
I mean, it was probably done.
Pretty
I
good.
mean, it was done around the time when they were promoting Space Jam.
Jam.
So why wouldn't they?
Go get yourself a LeBron.
That's wild. Yeah, they need the money. True. It's only for future battle pass skins. Travis Scott just got locked up over in Paris. I saw. Oh, did he?
Yeah,
That's cool.
he
Good
sure
for
did.
him.
What did he do?
I don't know. He just all I know is he was drunk when they took him to the police car, and
Nice.
I'm not sure how cooperative he was because they looked like they were dealing with somebody that was uncooperative.
Oh my goodness.
And you can't
But I
say,
thought-
"Oh, there it goes," because this wasn't in America. So fuck off, Luke. This is in Paris.
No. Yeah, but I thought Paris was woke though. I don't understand. I don't
Why would that
understand.
matter?
Well, I don't know what that is. Anything.
All right. No, it's the clearance bar, right, to get arrested, depending on where you are and what you look like. It changes, you know. Yobi says you're raging
I
because
don't-
he's wearing a jersey that's not
I don't know.
NBA. Look, you gotta stop it, bro. Seriously, no. The only
I
reason,
agree.
the only
Thank you,
reason
Yobi.
the only reason we care about LeBron is because of the NBA.
You just
That's
want
the only
him with
reason.
a Lakers jersey. That's all you want.
Again, if you rewind the video, I'm bothered because he's not wearing either a Cavs jersey, a Miami Heat jersey, or a Laker jersey.
Like I said, you just want someone in the Lakers jersey. That's
Oh my god.
This guy's
Whatever.
just a hater.
Whatever. Let's move on to moving on. Moving on. This one's gonna be fun. Anthem taught BioWare it should focus on what it's good at. Dragon Age, the Veil Guard director says. So I'm guessing the mistakes that were made with Anthem will not be repeated.
I mean, the mistakes, as in the mistake of not having any content.
Pretty much.
Is that the thing? Like,
pretty much.
Because when BioWare says Anthem taught us to get back to what we do, it's like Anthem was fucking incredible for like a month, and then there was no content. But like, if you boot up Anthem now, it's still really, really fun. There's just nothing to do. Like,
you just do the same old strikes over and over and over.
Exactly. So, like, I mean, the bar is pretty low for BioWare in that regard. If that's what they're saying, it's a very low bar. But we'll see.
I think this. I'm sorry. Continue, Matt. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was done.
I was just saying. I think that this isn't even an article. This is so unnecessary. Like, why is this an article?
Unnecessary. All right, let's get into the
like okay, yeah. Give me some context as to why this article was even written.
All right. In a new interview with Edge magazine, John Epler explained that while he was happy with many aspects of Anthem, he feels that making an online multiplayer game wasn't playing to BioWare's strengths. And I quote, "We're a studio that has always been built around digging deep on storytelling and role-playing. I'm proud of a lot of things on Anthem. I was on that project for a year and a half, but at the end of the day, we were building a game focused on something we were not necessarily as proficient at. For me and for the team, the biggest lesson was to know what you're good at and then double down on it. Don't spread yourselves too thin. Don't try to do a bunch of different things you don't have the expertise to do. A lot of the people on this team came here to build a story-focused single-player RPG. There was some understandable sour faces following Dragon Age's showing at the Xbox Game Showcase, but we're very happy to say that they are unfounded. Our demo was exciting and engaging and made us desperate to see the next 50 to 100 hours of game. No Guardians of the Galaxy dialogue, no weird versions of pop classics, just a hulking BioWare RPG, something that's been sadly missing in gaming for too long."
You know what I just got done hearing? Fucking Charlie Brown's parents talking. I just got done hearing a bunch of Charlie Brown's parents talking right there.
It's a lot of words to say nothing.
Like, they need to like not talk about. They need to take the idea of talking about Anthem and bury it somewhere between like the lower mantle to the outer core of Earth. And just like never speak of it unless you're gonna do something about it.
Like a sequel.
Hearing anything about Anthem honestly just makes me kind of angry. Like, anytime like a developer wants to talk about their missteps with Anthem, I'm like, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Like it's always like talking about your favorite. Like it's always talking. It's like talking about. It's like me and Matt talking about the time where LeBron went to the championship and they didn't win. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, that's not anything fun to talk about for a Cavs fan. They don't want to talk. They're not going to talk about that. They're going to talk about the season and they won. Talk about losing, because that just brings everybody down. So why the fuck do we need to hear about it all the time? That's what I mean, here we are, how many years after Anthem, and they're still talking about it. Dude, you guys are the ones that made a meeting and told us that, hey, we're deliberating whether we want to continue with Anthem or not. And then you guys decided to give up on it. Like, okay, that should be the end of it. You shouldn't have to keep coming back and saying, well, you know why we gave up on it? Well, you know why we're doing Dragon Age. You know, we're working on Mass Effect. You know, I don't care. Like, that's all cool, but why are we talking about? I don't know. I just feel salty, personally. I don't like it. Shut the fuck up.
Oh man. One of the few things me and you agree on, Ham. Anthem. This thing was tragic.
Dude, it was like the game. It was like one of the games I like, kind of like, always kind of wanted. I always kind of wanted to be able to just to fly around, bust out a gun, and get to busting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
I always thought that was cool. It was like, I am Iron Man, and I'm actually like kind of my own Iron Man.
And
You know
there's
what
going to
I'm
be a
saying?
hell of a story because it's BioWare. That's what we expected.
Good story. Like, not only did I expect a good story, but I expected just. I got most of what I expected. Right? Beautiful scenery, being able to fly, being able to kind of customize my guy the way I want him to. Different, different play styles with different, loadouts and stuff like that. Like, it had all of the basics that you would ask. And this came out around the time that I was so mad at Destiny. And I was done with it. Like I said, I bought Destiny 2 on launch, and I was like, and then they started giving out free eventually, and I was like, dude, fuck this game. So Anthem ended up being my fuck Destiny game. And then they gave up
And
on
then
that. And then I'm like, oh, I'm only now like all I got is Destiny. And then and then we see what Bungie did, and it's like, dude, do you see what you could have had, Anthem? Do you see what you could have had? The mismanagement of Bungie, you wouldn't have even, bro. Talk about, man, this is what Battlefield wish would have happened to Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you finally stepped in some shit. Now I can jump on you. And they didn't let it last long enough.
This was one of the most hyped games of the year when it came out. So you didn't just step into some shit. You stepped into like a hot tub of shit, and then you immersed yourself like up to the neck with just shit. That's how bad Anthem was. But gents, I want to call everyone's attention
You gotta
to
turn off that
Infinite
gameplay.
Upgrade.
It is killing me.
All right, I wanna call everyone's attention to Infinite Umbra's comment here. He says episode 117. I'm the one who typed up the episode, but then I didn't make the connection. The Master Chief episode, gents, because it's episode 117. It is mandatory for everyone to share whatever they would like to share about Halo, whether it's a positive, a negative, short story, long story, whatever. Pay tribute or shit on Master Chief. Let's go.
Or shit on Master Chief.
Or shit on it, Jesus Christ.
That's your
Celebrate
choice.
Halo by shitting on Master Chief.
Say something about Halo.
I don't know. Ham, you want to go first or what?
Halo is one of the best series of all time. And I'm not going to say anything negative. It's one of the best series of all time. And I hope they can find a way to pick it up and continue to run with it. Because right now it's a fumble. But the thing is there is no defense to pick it up. They just got to pick it up themselves.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna not say anything bad about Halo.
You made that sound rough.
Difficult. You made it
No,
sound
I'm not.
difficult.
No, it's not like. I mean, I can't really like nothing that Ham didn't say there. Like, you know, it's in a rough spot at the moment, but like, I don't see why it can't be in a good spot at any point. Like, there's like no reason it can't be. They just have to do the right things. But like, a good thing, probably the first time I ever played Halo, which was 2003, I believe that would have been, on a PC, and it wasn't the full game. It was the Halo CE trial with Silent Cartographer.
Yeah.
The best mission in Halo history, by the way. And I played that. I went home. I freaked out. I told my dad, I was like, I just played probably the greatest thing I've ever played. And within a week or 2 weeks, it wasn't long, but my dad's coworker had an Xbox that he was going to give to his son, but his son wanted a PlayStation. And my dad talked him into, instead of taking it back, my dad bought it off of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that Xbox with a copy of Halo CE and beat the campaign on normal difficulty at first, and then we did heroic over the weekend.
Have you ever beaten any Halo game on Legendary?
Yeah, I beat the first one on Legendary. I've beat most of them on Legendary, with the exception of might be ODST. I didn't beat on Legendary. I know I didn't beat Halo 5. We're not discounting Halo 5. I beat Halo 5 on heroic. That was enough. You don't need to play that again. But most of the other ones I have. Yeah.
Just for Umbra saying that, I made a background for just the rest of this episode. I put TSWS in the corner right there. There you go. Just for the rest of this episode.
From the marketing for Halo 5. Dude, the marketing for Halo 5 was so... Say what you will about the game, but the marketing for that game was unreal.
Some of my best moments in gaming have come from Halo. Halo CE brings me back to memories of family and friends in multiplayer matches all night. I miss those days.
I have 3 particular memories that are huge for Halo for me. The library when I played 4-player on Legendary. I'll never forget how terrible that was.
Yeah.
The end mission from Halo 3 when you're driving.
Yeah, that's extreme.
I'll never forget that shit. And then just the uncomfortable feeling I got from ODST. From running around in the night on the streets. Like that shit was wild. Like it felt like the most like civilized Halo I've ever played.
Also, not being like a superhuman. You're not you're just a regular person, pretty much.
I personally think the best story, and maybe I'm crazy for saying this, but my favorite story probably from all of the Halos, if I were to like give you it today, because who knows, maybe it'll change in the future if I replay it and feel a different type of way. Because I mean, as Loke likes to say, it's okay for things to change, right?
Yeah.
But if I were to think like my favorite like feeling I got from a story was Reach.
That's fair. That'd probably be a lot of people's, yeah.
The way that you feel when you're fighting the last fight, where you are just like, you almost don't even know what's happening until you're overcame.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh.
Also, that's also like really Bungie being as good as they were back then. That's also like, you put into perspective, that's Bungie's farewell game to Halo. And the last thing they did in Halo was made you fight to the death, which was pretty iconic. And then if I can throw another memory out there, going to my first ever midnight launch for a game was Halo 3. My mom took me to that. and I obviously missed school the next day. But shout out to her on that.
Mom of the year, right there.
Dude, I remember seeing people in the lines with the swords, the blow up swords and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, dude. Oh man, I miss Halo. That's
That's
so dope
cool.
because at GameStop they used to
Even
hand out
this
like
Halo, it's still out.
we'd
Not like that,
all
though.
be you'd be in the middle of the line with people you don't know, just going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I miss those
When
days.
they say gaming brings people together, it's moments like that.
Dude, I was 12 years old at the time Halo 3 came out, and I went into the line, a huge line, in a pretty small town in Pennsylvania, like a massive line for that game, and like people of all ages there. Like I was in line talking about Halo with people like my age all the way to like 40 probably, just talking about Halo. So that was pretty awesome.
Let's check some notable comments here. Osha says he's quoting Phil Spencer: "If we can't make a Halo game, then we shouldn't be in the Xbox business." He did say this.
He did.
Thing is, I think they made a Halo game with Infinite. I think they just failed the fucking part.
I think they failed the multiplayer part, but I absolutely love the campaign.
Multiplayer is great, just when there's no content.
I like the campaign.
Bad time.
What's
Campaign was
hilarious
great.
is my wife is in the next room playing Halo with a bunch of people online right now. She is. I could hear her yelling. That's bullshit, and I know that she's playing Halo because that's the only game she plays. Yeah. I mean, if you guys seen me get up just a little bit ago and hand her my headsets.
Yeah, the headsets.
She texted me and she said, "I need the headsets." And yeah, that's my wife.
Nice. Ty says Halo was the first true cinematic hero gaming experience.
I'm trying to think about that one for a second.
Yeah, I'm thinking, was it?
It was pretty cinematic.
It was,
especially for an
It indeed
FPS
was.
game. Especially for an FPS game, it was very cinematic for an FPS game.
It was. I'm trying to think, and I can't really think of a whole
I can't think
lot.
of anything. Like, and we have to think about the first Halo. So
I'm thinking of
2001.
like games with cinema because obviously there was like Sega CD Spider-Man and shit like that, like way back. in the
Yeah,
day,
there was
right?
Doom as well.
Yeah,
before.
but I'm thinking
This
like
combination of
like something
cinematic,
that made
hero
you
gaming
feel like the
experience.
player or feel like the character, right?
Yeah.
Man, Mario
Before-
64. I don't know.
Was
No,
that
because they didn't have words in that game. I'm thinking of like something that you could like feel like you could just watch the cutscenes of. Like, because Halo, it's like the game was good, but like if you had played the game, you could sit and watch the cutscenes and be like, yeah, that's dope. Pretty dope.
Oh,
Especially
shit.
when they made Halo, when they made Halo 2, when they remade Halo 2, that shit was insane.
Yeah.
Osha,
did really good on that.
Osha's Metal Gear, right? It was cinematic, but it was not heroic. He's not a hero, dude. And you're kind of exposing yourself as not a Metal Gear fan, bro. He says it. He says it. Not only does he say it several times, it is actually proven out to be that he's not a hero. Snake is not a hero, and that's the only comparable game. Because if I'm not mistaken, the first Metal Gear game, Metal Gear Solid, came out in 1999 or 1998, and then Halo came out in 2001. So
yeah, because I mean, once Halo came out, I mean, a lot of other heroic kind of games came out. Like then Gears came out, and the 360, and
So Hero, I don't think. I think Halo was probably the first one. I can't think of anything else.
I feel like Gears is Hero, but like I said, that's the next
No,
generation.
before. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mental also had a good one. He says, up through Halo 4, all those late nights playing with my friends, good times. Strong nostalgia vibes from the comment section here. Strong nostalgia vibes.
Dude, Halo is a shit, man.
So
it,
for me,
it was and it still is, but it's just like we don't feel. I feel like we almost move the same way that we feel like they're kind of moving themselves. Like if you guys are working hard on Halo, we're probably down to play it, right? And we could tell from the content that you put out that you worked hard and you cared for it and whatnot. I feel like they've definitely messed up recently with the whole idea of like content updates. Taking away seasons after you finally catch a stride to turn it into something else. I feel like that really killed a lot of people's expectations for that game.
Yeah. That's honestly one of the reasons. That's the reason I don't play Halo Infinite much anymore, because there's not season. Like I'm not hopping into a season. It would just be turning the game on and then making progress in like a 20-tier battle pass thing, and then it's done. And I just don't really care to do that. I don't have a lot of motivation to do that. I'd rather it be a whole season.
I don't personally have a problem with that as much as I have the problem with like the excitement level of saying content update 2.3. Like fucking who cares? Like season 5's hitting. Like that'd be nice. That rolls off the tongue better. I feel like you can market that a lot better. I feel like it just sounds like a weird OS update when you say content update 3.7 or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Oshas, I don't know what you're on, brother. The man was running around spreading fox dye. I mean, I think you need to replay Metal Gear Solid 1. I think it's necessary to go back and look at Solid Snake in the proper context. I'm not saying we don't like him, but I think people misunderstand this whole the word hero. I think people, and I think it's the fault of the stuff like the Joker and all of these writers that like to make narratives gray. You know, where it's like, oh, are the bad guys really bad? Are the good guys really good? All right,
like a bunch of anti-heroes and
and
bad guys that seem to do good things.
Dude, just go back and replay MGS1, bro. Let's have a chat when you have it fresh in your mind, and then we can go at it. No one tried Half-Life. Half-Life was cool, but was he heroic though? What was he the hero?
Yeah, I don't know if he was, because I'm only just recently getting into Half-Life. I never played it back in the day.
And for me, when I look at the whole hero thing, I'm thinking like superhuman type. You know?
Oh well, yeah, that's not Half-Life then.
He's like a scientist, if I'm not mistaken. A guy, the wrong guy in the wrong place. You know, wrong time, and then he just has to survive. I don't know. Atari's ET is the best cinematic game ever. All right. I don't believe Phil is a gamer. If he was, he would never greenlight Redfall.
He didn't greenlight Redfall though. That's been greenlit ever before they were acquired. Like it was wasn't that like a thing? Like it was in development since like 2018
really
or whatever.
Let's talk about this on Tuesday. Or sorry, on Monday. Let's talk about this on Monday because it seems you got time for this. Anyways, that brings us to the end of this week's show. Matt, plug.
Ah, man, you can find me here every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern, as well as on my own channel, Matt Likes Games. You can find me there. Videos Monday and Friday, and then Monday is 8 p.m. Eastern. It's the L3R3 podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and It's Me Twan. And then on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, it's a 2-player podcast with myself and Ham Solo. So that's where you can find me.
What's the name of the channel again?
Matt Likes Games.
Matt Licks Games. Is that the name of the channel?
Yeah, that's the name of the channel, bud. Look it up.
All right. Matt Licks Games. Ham Solo. plug.
Yeah. So I mean, you'll see us back here on Monday for another episode of Everything and Gaming, because Luke doesn't know how to take gaming out of his mind. Yeah, we'll see us there for Monday, and then as you guys know, Wednesday, we'll have a show with me and Luke for the lowdown. On Thursday, I've been starting to do football streams, college football streams, right? But I'm not sure if I'm gonna do another one this Thursday or if I'm gonna have Ralph come back on to do a little talk about these X Real glasses that he gave me a pair of a few months back. But I just received those. They're at my mom's house. That's one of the reasons I'm going out there, is to pick those up. I had them sent out there. But yeah, I'll be doing an unboxing and talking about that. But I want to get him on the channel so we could sit with our glasses and talk about it. And maybe, I don't know if he shows me how, I could maybe even like bring it up on the screen or something for you guys to see what I'm seeing and stuff like that. It'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I'll need to have at least up to Thursday to work on that and also to talk to Ralph. But if I don't end up doing that, expect a college football stream. And I will be doing college football streams every Thursday. I'll be playing 2 games. Last night, I got my ass beat by Arizona State. As I'm Wyoming. I'm playing as Wyoming, and they're not that great of a team. I got my ass beat by by Arizona State, but then I beat the hell out of some FCS school after that. So I'm 1-1 right now. And I'm trying to be just legit, right? I'm not trying to be like, oh, they got me, I'm quitting this game and I'm restarting it. No, if we don't make a bowl game, we don't make a bowl game. And I might be on the chopping block. I might get fired. But I'm hoping to earn a job at a better place than Wyoming. And that's where that's what I'm trying to do in this stream, is work my way up to like a Texas or Alabama. If I get to go to Texas, though, I get to invite Loke to the games. I might recruit him as a coach. But I don't know, maybe Bama, maybe Georgia, maybe Florida. I don't know. But right now I'm at Wyoming, and that's all I can focus on. That's all I got to say, Loke.
All right. Bye-bye.